Just when it seemed like electric cars were taking over, Toyota made a bold move. The company's CEO revealed a brand new engine called the Dynamic Force engine, and it's already shaking things up. There were no big shows or early leaks, just a quiet launch with a loud impact. This engine isn't just about power. It's built to be smarter, cleaner, and tougher than anything we've seen. Some are now asking, could this change everything we thought about electric cars? Toyota isn't just keeping up. It's stepping forward. But is the world ready for what comes next? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. Toyota CEO confirms new engine will shake the entire EV industry. Toyota has made a big move by launching its new Dynamic Force engine. This new engine could change how the car world works. It was made to improve hybrid cars and to fix the problems of old-style engines. Toyota's CEO said clearly that this engine would destroy the competition, and after that, companies like Tesla, Ford, and BYD started paying attention. While many car makers are working only on electric cars, Toyota has a different plan. Their plan looks at what people need today and many years from now. Toyota is still working on gasoline engines. The reason is simple. Electric cars don't work for everyone yet. In places like India, Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, charging stations for EVs are still hard to find. In these places, electricity isn't always reliable, and setting up battery systems is tough. So Toyota created something they call a multipathway strategy. This means they're making different kinds of cars: electric, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and even hydrogen cars. The Dynamic Force engine is part of this strategy. It gives more power, uses less fuel, and lasts longer than older engines. It's meant for people who can't afford an electric car, but still want to save money on fuel and get better engine technology. People have trusted Toyota for many years because their cars last a long time and don't break down easily. That's one big reason Toyota is still working on fuel-based engines. They also believe that with new ideas, these engines could be just as good as electric cars. Toyota's engineers made many changes to how air flows, how fuel is burned, and how heat is managed in the engine. These changes help the engine work better while being kinder to the planet. The Dynamic Force engine is built using Toyota's TNGA platform, which helps make cars stronger, more fuel-efficient, and easier to build. This platform lets Toyota use the same parts in many cars, which saves time and money. The engine can also work with different fuels like ethanol and hydrogen. That means Toyota won't need to change their factories if fuel types change later on. This new engine comes in 3 types: a 3-cylinder for small cars, a 4-cylinder for regular cars, and a V6 for bigger vehicles. All these versions can work with hybrid systems. Toyota builds these engines in many countries, using local parts when possible. This makes the engines cheaper to make and easier to adjust for different fuel needs in each country. One big feature of the Dynamic Force engine is how well it turns fuel into power. Most old-style engines can only use 25 to 30% of the fuel for actual power. The rest is wasted as heat. The new engine from Toyota uses more than 40% less fuel, which is a big and better change. Because of the longer piston strokes, a smaller bore size, and a higher compression ratio, this has been made possible. This change in structure helps in producing more power and burning fuel better. An electric water pump is part of the engine's intelligent cooling system. This prevents the engine from overheating. Additionally, it features a unique fuel injection system that delivers fuel with greater power and cleanliness. Not all hybrid vehicles can use the Dynamic Force engine. It works well in regular gasoline cars too. That's important in places where electric and hybrid cars aren't common yet. And the engine's design makes it ready for future fuels like ethanol and hydrogen. That means even if fuel trends change, this engine will still be useful. Toyota calls it a future-ready engine for this reason. In hybrid cars, this engine runs quietly and only turns on when needed. Most of the time, especially in city driving, the electric motor does the work. This saves fuel and lowers pollution. The engine is smart enough to turn on only when it's really needed. This mix of fuel and electric power solves many of the problems people face with electric cars, like long charging times and high prices. Because of this, many people especially in countries where EVs are still too new, might choose a hybrid instead. How did Toyota manage to build such a powerful, future-ready engine? And what might they be planning next? Stay tuned for more. Engineering for the future and Toyota's super hybrid vision. This engine is not something Toyota made quickly. It took many years of research and testing. The work started in the early 2000s, when the world was starting to care more about fuel use and pollution. Toyota had already made hybrid cars like the Prius, and they wanted to improve engines even more. They built a team of engineers in Japan, the US, and Europe and gave them a mission: build an engine that uses less fuel, is better for the environment, and works with future fuels too. They looked at every small detail, like piston movement, air and fuel mix timing, and how to control engine temperature. The team filed more than 300 patents for the new ideas they created. Toyota tested the engines in labs and in real-life settings, from cold mountains to hot deserts. They used AI and computer simulations to test designs before building them. That helped save time and money. The engine was also designed to work in cars of all sizes. The engine is already built to handle ethanol and hydrogen fuels. That means it's not just for today, but for the future too. The engine releases very low amounts of harmful gases like CO2 and NOx. It meets the strict pollution rules in places like the US, Europe, and Japan. With fuel efficiency over 40%, the engine does better than most others when it comes to saving gas and protecting the environment. In countries with strict fuel rules or where regular gas might be banned in the future, this engine can run on ethanol, hydrogen, or other clean fuels. So Toyota doesn't need to worry about making big changes later. This engine could help Toyota become a top name in engine technology again. Some people thought Toyota had fallen behind because they weren't pushing EVs as hard as other companies. But this engine proves that's not true. It shows that Toyota was just working in a quieter, smarter way. Their vehicles will be more advanced, but prices can stay affordable. Other car companies may now have to rethink their focus on only electric vehicles. While they struggle with things like battery supply, charging stations, and high maintenance costs, Toyota has brought out a solution that fits better with real-world needs. Their strategy isn't about stopping EVs, but about giving people in every market a smart and useful choice. Toyota might not stop with this engine. The next step could be something even bigger, a super hybrid. This would mix the dynamic force engine with solid-state batteries and hydrogen fuel. Toyota has been working on solid-state batteries for years. These batteries are safer, last longer, and charge faster than today's lithium batteries.